Hey guys, Reckoning here, welcome back to Let's Play Katawa Shoujo. In the last part, well, we didn't even talk to Hanako, even though we're supposed to be, this is the Hanako path. We pretty much just talked to Ren, and, Ren says odd things, but there's a lot of talking to be had with her. As we can no doubt tell from what we've seen. Nevertheless, with this, the sound of an alarm pulls me out of a fitful slumber and into the unpleasant state of wakefulness. I'll linger under the blanket for a few minutes, gathering energy to rise up while making excuses as for why I already happened. Honestly, I wouldn't mind staying here for all day. School is surprisingly exhausting after a long pause, and the culture shock still has not faded, I think. Still, despite getting an impression that skipping class is easy here, I don't think they're going to get away with it that easily. The nurse is bound to keep breathing down my neck with the talk of exercising as well. So eventually I do rise up, swallow the morning medications, and put on my old soccer clothing. Thanks to my condition, I was exempted from taking part in gym classes at Hanako, so I didn't get issued with a gym outfit. I'd ordered some to cover such a contingency, but wearing my old soccer clothes is kind of nostalgic. I can't use them for that anymore, so maybe they can get a new life this way. A bit like me. It seems a bit stupid to me, really. But I suppose this way, at least I can tell the nurse honestly that I'm doing something about my health. Not that I was ever much of a runner to begin with. Can't hurt to try, I guess. I'm surprised to discover that I'm not the only one present at the track. Not just that, but it's a face I've seen before. The prosthetic leg girl who bowled me over in the hallway yesterday is running on the track lithely, like a half-mechanical gazelle. What was her name again? It was a short one, but I can't remember. She seems to be running laps at a somewhat easy lope, her prosthetic legs clacking rhythmically on the hard track surface. Wonder what reason she has for running this early in the morning. Maybe it's just something akin to mine, and the nurse is oppressing the poor girl to jog just like he is oppressing me. I certainly wouldn't be here if it weren't for my health, and his prompting me to do so. And even with things being like they are, it's only because I wanted to get out of the way early. The fact that I would be less likely to encounter someone who would witness my pitiful attempt to get in shape was merely a happy accident. I'd leave, but it seems that my former assailant noticed me on our last lap. She waves at me cheerfully and jogs over. Good morning. Your name is Hasao, right? She grins, seemingly pleased that she remembered my name. You may not remember me. Emmy? I knocked you over in the hall yesterday. How could I forget such a blunt introduction? Emmy has the decency to look vaguely apologetic for a moment before giggling. Yeah, sorry about that. Again. Well, so long as you don't make a habit of it, I suppose we'll be fine. Great. I'm not sure she realized I was joking. So, the spike insult the nurse was talking about, is that actually you? That's right. Oh. I was expecting someone from the nursing staff, to be honest. What, are you saying I don't look like I could be a spy? No, this is more like a relief. I was afraid he would have someone watch my every move. Unless you're here to do exactly that. No, I'm here for my own reasons. The nurse just asked me if he's seen a messy-haired transfer student who looks like he's kinda lost around the track. So, why are you down here? Emmy strikes a dramatic pose. Training! For what? Track! Oh, I see. You're on the track team, then? Emmy nods enthusiastically. Yep, I'm one of the better runners, too. And modest about it, too. Hey, you should join up. It's a good exercise, you know. I think that much activity is probably out of the question for me. No, I'm not even sure that I like running all that much. Plus, I'm just not into organized sports, you know? It's true, I never even really got that much into soccer. Then I'd run around with my friends and all, but that was really the only reason I played. It wasn't for the glory to be found on the field, that's for sure. Emmy seems to understand my meaning. I see. Not into that whole organization thing. But now that you're here, I guess we're gonna run together, huh? What? Sure, I guess. Emmy seems pleased. You gonna warm up? Real men don't warm up. Oh no, you should always warm up. Bad Hisao. She scolds me enthusiastically, then smiles and leans closer. I hate warming up too. She laughs suddenly. Heck, and I don't even have to stretch my legs. Something about her and Ren that seems similar. Can't really place it, though. It's not the fact that it's just a coincidence that they both have green eyes. I think that's just a coincidence. I also think it's a coincidence that both Lily and Shizune have blue eyes. Just like I do. Whatever. As to confirm... Let's try that one again. As if to confirm her statement, she bounces up and down a couple of times, giving a passing impression of standing on a pair of springs. Her leg blade seems to be quite elastic. Let's go! So we both take off around the track, and I can immediately see that she wasn't lying about being good at running. Emi moves fluidly, throwing herself into the room with a sort of wild abandon. I found myself concentrating more on running properly. Frankly, I don't remember if there's any particular form for running, but I can't help but feel like I'm doing it wrong somehow. I feel awkward in comparison to Emi, who never seems to break stride. I don't think I want to do this anymore. I'm really not feeling up to more than a couple of laps today, and slow to walk pretty quickly. Emi keeps running and doesn't seem to notice I've stopped until she passes me a second time. She quickly skids to a halt, breathing steadily in contrast to my somewhat gasping demeanor. Finished already? I hang my head ruefully. Yeah. Not in very good shape right now. Emi nods and grins at me again. Seems to do a lot of smiling. Well, the important thing is you started, right? Next time you just have to try and hold out longer then. Longer and longer, and eventually you'll be great. I'll keep that in mind. But I think right now I'm going to go get ready for class. Shouldn't you? Emi shrugs unconcernedly. No, I've got plenty of time. Notice that she's not wearing a watch. You sure? Another careless shrug. Not really, but I gotta finish my routine. See you later, Hasao. Yeah, see ya. Apart from feeling more tired than before, I don't think I accomplished anything today. So out of shape it's embarrassing. The whole thing might have been a waste of time. I'll find some other way. Honestly, I think just real quick looking at it, like if you look at Emi and Ren, they seem like they'd be really inspirational. Cause think about it, Ren has no arms, and she's she's an artist, probably the only artist you ever hear about in the entire school. Where Emi, she lost her leg from the knee down, and yet she's pretty much the best runner on the track team. So if you really think about it, those two are just really telling you, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You don't need arms to be a painter or an artist. You don't need legs to be a track star. You can do whatever you want. And it's good. Probably changed a lot of people's views on life, if anybody actually gave a damn to look that far into it. I doubt anybody did. Nevertheless, I head back to the dorms to wash and change into my uniform, trying to resist the urge to take a really long and hot shower. I'm tired from all the running, so I just want to unwind, but I don't want to break my slowly building routine of getting to school before the morning rush. Oh god. Maybe this isn't the scene. After taking a long shower anyway, I dry myself off and get out of the stall to put on my clothes. Nope, of course. Out of nowhere, a shadow appears within the mist, looming and radiating malicious intent. It bursts through the fog. Actually, I think I'm gonna just cut actual scene out. So I'll see you guys in a minute. And we're back. I give him my practice frown, and it looks kind of silly reflected in his glasses. Why am I even reading this? Forget it. That is time I will never get back. I'll get him for this somehow. But right now, I have to get to class. I'm the first person in class today, although I think I'm a little too early. Then again, sitting alone here for 20 minutes sure beats having to suffer that time with Kenji. The combination of fatigue, frustration, and boredom starts making me feel very tired. I black out for a second, waking up when my head hits the surface of my desk. Rubbing my forehead, I realize that this is as good a reason as any to stay up for now and stop coming to class so early later. Eventually, I hear a tapping noise outside in the hallway, and Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. She's not in this class, so she must have other business. Maybe she's looking for Hanako. Lily stops at the door, looking hesitant as if she was the vampire who can't come in unless invited. I consider doing so because she looks rather lonesome just standing there. I might as well skip this, because we all know where this is going, and I can just skip to the actual choice. So, one moment. Obligatory panty shot. That is all. And we're back. So now, if you're planning on going down the Hanako path, you have to side with Lily. Hey, I'm the new guy, remember? It's not like I could have done much even if I wanted. That's right, you shouldn't expect a transfer student to jump right into it on his first week. Lily taking my side... I can't talk. Lily taking my side feels oddly comforting, so I decide to back her up too. Yeah, you're being unreasonable with us both. Excuses, excuses. Miss Clapp's rep has had plenty of time to deal with her report. We repeatedly offered you a position to help with the student council work, but you refused to commit yourself to making the festival a success. Yeah, but as I said then, I'm not sure if... I don't have the time for this right now. No matter what I do, it will be me drawn into confrontation with Shizune, and that is what she wants. Whatever, forget it. I turn my back at them. Lily, class is going to be starting soon, so we can talk more later. I'll tell Hanako you were looking for her. I can feel Shizune freezing. Maybe this is the first time she's ever been ignored in such a blunt manner. Thank you, Sal. I'll leave now, then. She gives me the sweetest smile I've seen all week and turns on her heels to make her exit. As soon as Lily walks out the door, I suddenly start feeling reluctant about turning to face Shizune. I can feel her eyes burning into my back and can't bring myself to look at her. She must be furious. I keep expecting Misha to say something to alleviate the tension, but it really is wanting too much. In the end, I go back to my seat and listen to the sound of Shizune's footsteps as she marches out of the room. She doesn't return until a few minutes before class. Hanako doesn't come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. I have to tell her that Lily was looking for her if I see her later. After the events of this morning, class is pretty boring in comparison. I turn the pages of my textbook lazily. I have a bit of catching up to do, despite trying to keep up with my studies at the hospital, but I'm not feeling that enthusiastic about it. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equations taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of chalk on blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. I start to copy down the equations just to pass the time, even though they are right there in the textbook. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry because I have nothing to do, so I stay for a while, reviewing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave last anyway, so I don't have to deal with crowding in the hallways. I noticed Shizune and Misha also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Shizune's signing so fast that her hands make noises like swords cutting through the air. Maybe there's pent-up anger in there. Yeah, I would think so. You really pissed her off. In fact, you pissed her off so much that, if you side with Lily, you are not going with Shizune. You're locked out of going with Shizune. And again, there's not many decisions after that, so kind of explains it. Misha's trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear that she can barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down. Whatever they're discussing, it looks like serious business. Shizune signs to the point where her wrists crackle, and Misha struggles to spit it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters, and then on top of that, she has to sign back anything the other girl says. It seems like a rough job. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Luckily for her, the business is soon finished and the girls sit down in their seats again. I'm so tired. She's hanging her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. Why is the music so fucking loud? Damn. It's the same level as it before, now it's way too fucking loud. I'll use the opportunity to reconcile with Shizune a bit without getting roped into the student council again, though I suspect that door's not closed for me. Yeah, you know what else is closed? Actually, I'm not going into that. I'm pretty sure we can all guess what's been closed. Her legs. What? I didn't say anything. Festival preparations must be tough for you. Indeed, the people in this school seem to be taking the festival very seriously. Whenever I see people idling about before and after class, they're always talking about their plans for it. It's kind of neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. Shizune scoffs at me at first, as if they're trying to decide whether to ignore him or sneer at me, but in the end she starts signing it without doing either. Misha perks up, looking at her hands with slightly unfocused eyes. She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing into speech for me. She does so it's almost like Shizune is actually speaking, transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. She must have practiced it vigorously. Well, of course, we're in the student council, you know, so we're pretty busy. It's an important duty of ours to ensure the success of the festival with all our strength. We would shame ourselves in front of the past student council generations if the festival were to fail. That's why there must be no flaws, I think there was encumbrances. Nothing that might make the festival short of perfect. Shizune's passionate speech and Misha's enacting are really oddly fitting of them. Oh, hello. I look over my shoulder and see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the door. Hey, playing delinquent again? Hanako blushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. Shizune stares at her probingly, causing Hanako to look down and start backing away to the point where only her fingers can be seen wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. Maybe she's showing her dislike of Hanako by association of her dislike of Lily, and Hisao after what he's done. Beside the point. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. What is it, Hanako? Has Lily been here? Sorry, haven't seen Sato. She, came by in the morning, though. Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying gaze. What is she trying to do? Of course, Shizune isn't going to look away, and she's intimidating enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako would be. It's a little uncomfortable watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behavior. This is what happens when two people of two different extremes meet, it seems. Do you know where she is? If she has any sense in her head, she's in a classroom working on her festival project, but who knows where that woman's loitering at. You defined her? She was looking for you in the morning, but I guess you have missed each other. She waits a little without answering the simple question, looking awfully like she's not sure if it's proper to answer such a question. Yeah. I can come with you, if it's okay. Hanako nods fractionally, still on guard, her shoulders stiff like wood. I get the feeling that she might be more comfortable by herself after all, but it's too late to back off now. She has this really troubled expression she seems to wear almost constantly, one that makes me constantly be on guard myself. I wonder why. I kind of understand why she seems to be so wary, or maybe more like why there could be a person like her. But I still have no idea how I should act around such a person. It's dinner time soon. Were you planning to eat with Lily? She nods slightly. She must have been trying to get into the cafeteria. Well, there's something of a dinner crowd, just like the cafeteria is crowded during lunch. It's not as bad because dinner time is longer than the lunch hour, but I can understand why Hanako could be discouraged from going in. I pick up my bag and take our leave. Hanako skips a little to meet my initial pace, so I slow down to match her speed. It doesn't take long for us to be walking at a comfortable pace down the hallway. It almost feels like we're going for a stroll together, something that I can't say I've really done before with a girl. Hanako doesn't seem to be thinking the same thing, though. Even though we are walking at the same pace, she never comes within arm's reach of me. I guess she's still a little uncomfortable around me. Given how shy she is, there doesn't seem to be much helping it, at least for now. By the time we arrive at the cafeteria, there's not much of a crowd there, but Lily is nowhere to be seen. Hanako's head sinks even lower than usual. Have you looked somewhere else already? Just the library. I was reading. So she does spend the class she skips at the library. Ah, so not exactly a thorough search then. God damn it! Right. With the slightest of nods, Hanako agrees with my reasoning. God, she's being so awkward. It's like I need double-layered silk gloves with padding to even begin interacting with her. Some small talk might help her become a bit more used to me. It isn't hard to tell that the silence between us is hovering on the edge of both of our minds. So you and Lily usually hang out together after classes then? Yes. I'm not quite sure what I expected from her answer, nor why I even asked the question. That was much rather obvious, after all. She doesn't seem like the type to cultivate a social circle either, so I suspect that Lily may well be her only friend. Must be a pain being in different classes, I'm guessing. She gives a sharp, almost reflexive nod. Compared to Lily's careful thought about her actions and speech, Hanako hastens to make her answers as prompt and short as possible. Lily comes by the classroom, though, even when she's busy. She gives a small smile as she says it, evidently appreciating the fact that Lily goes out of her way to help her. It's pretty cute, really. There isn't any need to say more, both of us content that the discussion's reached an end. As we ascend the stairs back to the lobby, we are met by a group of students heading downstairs like a school of fish moving from one feeding area to another. They seem to be keeping most of themselves. Before I can notice her doing so, Hanako is moving around behind me. Hey, you alright? Just keep going. The students pass us without much as a second glance, and Hanako takes up position to my side again as we enter the building. Her momentary reprieve from her anxiety all but snatched away. Even as we climb toward the third floor, she doesn't seem to relax. It isn't as if I've never known a shy person before, or even shy girls, but Hanako seems to be pretty far beyond what I'd call normal in her fear of other people. If it weren't for Lily acting as a mediator, I doubt Hanako would even be able to walk beside me like this. She seems to completely shut down in the presence of others. The rest of the walk up to Lily's classroom continues in strained silence, while I rue her inability to socialize at all. After we make our way up the stairs, the noise coming from Lily's classroom is audible from halfway down the hall. I wasn't expecting such a din after all. Well, I guess we found her. This wasn't hard. Did Hanako come here first and then come to me for backup, I wonder? Well, if that's true, then at least she's starting to trust me a little. That can only be a good thing. Eventually, the two of us reach the door to Class 3-2. With Hanako less than subtly positioning himself behind me, I open the door. Quite a different room. Inside is a hive of activity, seemingly every student in the class talking at once as they work hurriedly on their separate tasks. Going by the paint cans, decorations, and banners being made, it must be for the upcoming school festival. I guess my first priority should be finding Lily. There. Finding her among the din is surprisingly easy, not the least because of her looks. With a couple of students gathered around her, she stands out in the front of the class. She seems to be in charge of the preparations, or at least busy organizing them. That and she's strangely tall. Like, of the 5 girls, she's the tallest. I need to check her height. She might even be taller than me, actually. I need to check that. Carefully negotiating the path through the various students hunched over the floor for lack of desk space, I raise a hand entirely out of habit as we finally reach Lily. Hi, Lily. She perks her head up as she breaks off talking to a noticeably smaller girl who must be her classmate, trying to listen as best as she can. Sorry, who? Sorry, Sal. I have Hanako, too. Hi. She's pretty skittish. Considering the number of people around, it isn't hard to work out why. Lily takes a moment's pause to assess the situation before turning to the other student once again. For the moment, just ask Moria for his advice. Kenji's busy with painting one of the banners already. Oh great, Kenji's in here. And again, it's the blind class, and Kenji is he's legally blind. A quick nod and she bounces off, fingers carefully sliding along the wall's face for orientation. Wait, Kenji? That Kenji? I quickly turn about, leaning to the side to see past Hanako. Sure enough, in the corner of the room, Kenji's hunched over a sheet of cloth as he paints it. His eyes remain only inches from the brush, reminding me of how close he has to be to make out my face when I met him. Sorry about that. Our class doesn't have many students with even partial eyesight, so they're in high demand. That's right, Class 3-2 was especially for students with poor vision. Preparing for the festival must be pretty arduous for them. Need a hand? I can give you help if you need some. Maybe Hanako could too. A chance to set her mind on something would do her good, but I doubt she has the courage to ask outright. She quickly nods an affirmation afterwards, so I'm confident I made the right move. Lily gives a noticeable sigh of relief. Ah, that's good. This might actually get finished before everyone goes off to dinner now. Would you be able to help the person painting the main banner? It's a big task for him to do, but nobody else can help. Kenji? Sure. She seems surprised that I know him. I can't really blame her. I take it you've met? Our rooms in the dorm right next to each other. Hard to miss each other, really. Well, it's good to see you're getting friends so fast. Friend. I wonder if that's the right word to use for him. Hanako's silence during the proceedings reminds me of the reason I put her up to helping in the first place. We'll go help him then. He knows what needs doing, right? That's right. Just ask if you have any problems. Chorusing in assent, Hanako and I begin another trek across the classroom. Kenji sits crouched on the floor, his gaze fixed on the white calico in front of him. Hey, Kenji. No answer. He continues dragging his paint-soaked brush along the large half-painted kanji that's sketched on a sheet and pencil. Kenji?
Huh? What? Who is it?
This is the way he treats class members. It's no small wonder he's working on this alone. It's me, Sal, from the...
Right, I know that. Man, what are you doing here, though?
His dismissive attitude annoys me. He must be the type to really get focused on his work, hating to be disturbed by anyone until he's done, I suppose. While we talk, the sound of Hanako's footsteps as she walks up from behind me reminds me that she's here. I was just going to help with the banner. Hanako and I, that is. Hello.
Oh, hey, I guess that's okay.
As soon as Hanako enters the equation, his demeanor takes a complete about-face. His sudden faux pas hospitality is slightly unsettling. Oh right, women. On second thoughts, this may not have been a great idea after all. Hanako and I grudgingly set ourselves down on the opposite side of the cloth banner to Kenji, noting the several small paint tins on the ground around it. Class 3-2. Noodle stall? You guys selling noodles at the festival on Sunday?
Yeah, some stalls outside, or something.
Or something? His non-committal nature sparks a fair amount of suspicion on my behalf. The task at hand comes first, though. So how do you want to split this? We do borders while you do the text, or do you want to switch and do the borders?
Text is mine. You do borders.
He has surprisingly strong feelings on the topic. As I reach over to grab a brush, I notice Hanako's already debating between colors to use. By the time I put brush to claw, she's already started on a delicate pattern. Looks like my idea of taking her mind off everyone around her worked. With a dark blue stroke, the three of us silently get to work. Not before Kenji takes advantage of Hanako's working to lean toward me and whisper conspiratorially, though.
Okay, man, why are you here?
Hanako just wanted some help to find Lily, that's all. He apparently disapproves of my motivations.
I get it. Looks like I misjudged you.
You're infiltrating them, aren't you?
Going deep undercover?
I should have guessed. Letting the truth slip by him would probably be better than outright lying or annoying him in any case. Is that why you're here?
Obviously. It sucks, but there's no better way to get intel than going in yourself. We gotta stick together, man. This is a harsh school, harsh world.
Yes, very harsh. He misses my true meaning as he leans back, satisfied that I'm sympathetic to his cause. I better get down to work. Finished. Looks like I am too. Good job. Two of us connect the lines of our patterns, mine being as close to a copy as I can manage of hers. With a grunt, I lever myself up from the floor and look around. Aside from Hanako and myself, there's only Kenji left finishing off a sign, as well as Lily and a couple of students talking among themselves in the classroom. Looking at my watch, it's no surprise. It's getting pretty late. Need a hand? I offer a hand to Hanako, which she uses to get herself up. As she does, I can't help but glance at her wrist. If her scars extend to even there, just how much of her body was burned? About half of it. I feel a pang of guilt about it, however, she quickly covers her wrist with her other hand. Looks good, doesn't it? She looks surprised for a moment before noticing that I mean the banner. It does, I guess. Her smile shows that she feels a slight sense of pride in the result, just as I do. With the floor significantly neater for the decorations being placed on desks and shelves, it's much easier to get the lilies across the room. We finished the banner. Guess that's all that needs to be done? Lily gives an appreciative nod. Thank you, Sal. Hanako. Is there any way I can thank you? It's fine. Be sitting in my room studying at any rate. I don't mind either. I need to decide a voice for Hanako. It seems I've got, like, 3 different tones. Or pitches, really. She nods before suddenly remembering one last person. Oh, is Kenji still here? Just as I open my mouth, Kenji gives the answer from the other side of the room.
Yeah, just finished.
He carefully slides a sign into an empty section of a shelf to dry before quickly walking past us and out the door.
See you, man.
Bye. The remaining 2 students say their goodbyes to Lily before taking their cue to leave as well, leaving only the 3 of us. Well, I guess that's everyone. Hope we don't have to do anything like that again. Working past school time? Indeed, the class plans this year were ambitious. Maybe too ambitious. The stalls look nice, though. She's right, shows that a lot of work gone into them. My. I'm sure a lot of us would be glad to hear it. At least now there's not much work to do to the festival itself. Oh, it's getting pretty late. Should we go? That's probably a good idea. You going back to the dorms as well, Sal? Yeah, I guess I'll tag along. The nighttime lighting really makes the gardens look quite different. Compared to the usual look of lush greenery, things are much more calm. Being that it's so late, the lack of students around probably helps. The odd 1 or 2 can be seen scurrying to and from the dorms trying to eke out the most of their approaching curfews, but no more. All that can be heard is their footsteps, in addition to Lily's cane regularly gently tapping the ground in front of her. It's nice to finally be able to relax a bit after the mad rush during school. Without even noticing it, I let out a small yawn. Tired? Yeah, still getting used to the flow of things, I guess. The thing with Shizune took me kind of off guard, though. I grit my teeth a little at the candid mention of their rather public spat. That said, I do want to sort out what in the world was behind it. About that. Sorry about it being so public. Shizune and I go back some ways. Her voice seemed slightly irritated as she remembered Shizune, obviously unwilling to discuss it any further. I glanced to Hanako for her views on this, but her expression is, unsurprisingly, evasive and difficult to read. Either way, I guess her apologizing for it is something, even if my curiosity goes unanswered. I'll be glad once the festival's over in any case. The change of topic's welcome, clearing the thickening air quickly. I can imagine. My old school festivals were a lot more low-key than this. Imaku stresses the idea of a school community, so the staff likes to make our festivals on such special occasions. And yet the students are the ones who do the work. What an unfair world. Hanako and Lily both chuckled in agreement, savoring the fact that none of the staff are around to hear our grumbling. I suppose coming from a strict all-girls school helped me a bit with Imaku. Compared to there, Imaku is much more relaxed. That'd go a way toward explaining her well-bred speech and behavior in any case. As we come up to the dormitories, it eventually comes time to leave for our respective rooms. See you, Lily, Hanako. The 2 both give polite nods for setting off to the women's dorms, just next to the guys. As is to be expected of such an arrangement, there's a staff member casually patrolling around outside to prevent any nighttime shenanigans. Such as? Why does the student council room come to mind? And a table. And a wooden chair, actually. It's probably nothing. Walking past him, I quickly stretched my arms and rubbed my neck, both quite sore after having worked on the floor for so long before walking to my room. Better than on a table. It feels good to actually have direction, though. After so long in the hospital, the everyday facts of studying, homework, and teachers seem almost a blessing. I guess if things continue like this, my time at Yamaku might turn out okay. I'm feeling tired, so I set my alarm clock to wake me up as late as I can afford, while still making it to the first class. The nurse's voice is almost nagging in the back of my head about morning jogs. I make a resolution to make up for it by going for a walk after school tomorrow. Emmy won't care either way, I bet. And with that, I believe I'll end this part off. So, next time on Let's Play Katawa Shoujo, we will approach the festival. Apparently we're going to take a shower as well. We're going to approach the festival. Hopefully help Hanako with her social issues. Well, probably not going to get that much accomplished in the way of social issues in one episode. But we're going to talk with her a little bit. Or not, I don't know. She might not be in the next episode. She probably will be, though. But, until then, take care. I'll see you guys in the next one. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Give me a favorite if you really like this video. Leave a comment saying what I can do better. And until then, keep on doing something related to the Hanako path. I don't know. But see you guys then.